Hello Gacha Gamers and welcome to not a deep dive but just some information about your assist cards. So this screen before we set off for our training adventure is where we will select our assist cards. These come into two types. You have trainers and then you have monsters. The trainers here give you a boost to your errantry, a boost to your prize money, an unknown boost, and like I said, this is why it's just some information and not an exhaustive guide, and this here is their initial intimacy. This is shared, so the monsters also have this stat here, this initial intimacy. Both of these just mean how full their bar is at the start of a training. Then monsters also have the ability to be in their specific area, so this one is speed, and a starting stat buff, so here you'll see plus 10, so if I use this card, my monster has 10 starting additional speed. You also here have a wonderful auto button. This button is not to be trusted. It's useful sometimes, but there is one glaring issue, and we'll get onto that now. That issue is errantry conflict. So when you send your monsters out on errantry, you get 3 stat instances. You get either HP or skill, speed or defense, power or intelligence. So you can see here, we'll say every card is worth 7. So here we have 14 HP, but that conflicts because in the first area there could be 14 skill, 7 speed and 7 friendship, which we'll get onto in a bit. So with this initial card setup, suddenly you're losing 14 stats per errantry training, because if you roll skill you're not getting the HP, and if you roll HP you're not getting the skill. So what we would do here, we'll bin off the skill cards and we'll go for power. So suddenly we are no longer wasting 14 skill, because we have 2 power cards, 14 in the last area, a speed card, 7 in the second area, and 2 HP cards, 14 in the first area. So suddenly you've gone from getting, say, 21 stats in the previous instance because they're conflicting, to 35. That doesn't sound like much, but over the entirety of a full run, that builds up. So, these friendship cards. These give you additional bonuses to errantry as well. So here you get plus 22 with regards to it. And not only that, you've got a plus 20 naturally if these monsters have a red aura. So that will bring us to our next instancing, your monster's aura. So here, this is where it's denoted on the assist card screen, and that gives you plus 20 here. So you'll see the little kanji, katakana, etc. here, and that's your aura, which matches up with this. Then you also have your main breed bonus. So looking at the Mew hair in particular, its main breed bonus is Mew. You get plus 10% to all your bits and bobs because of that. And then you've got your aura bonus, which is yellow, and that's plus 20 to whatever it is in this particular instance. So it's worth bearing in mind using this, your main breed bonus, as well as also your aura bonus. This also gives you a full list of all your bonuses. There's more information about that on something we'll get onto later. One thing that it's also worth bearing in mind is, because our trainers give additional bonuses, maybe you don't care about whatever third stat you're raising. So you could potentially run 2 trainers. So this will then give us 14 for HP, 14 for power, and 14 to both of those because of the trainers, because the trainers buff everything. But not only that, if you don't care about whether speed or defense is going up in this instance, it's not lost. You still get the trainer buffs to that area, so you would still get, say, 14 speed, 14 defense, using the number 7 for every card. So here you're getting 28, 28, 14, so suddenly you're getting 70 stat points, as opposed to our original instance where we were getting conflicting HP and skill, a point of speed, and 7 to everything from the trainer. Another thing to bear in mind is also limit breaks. So if you get duplicates of a card, it limit breaks the card, so it gives them these little orbs, and as you can see here, those unlock additional effects. Your first card is blank, no orbs. Once you get a second, you go up to limit break level 1. Once you go up to a third, you get your second limit break orb. Then you need 2 more copies to go up to level 3, and 2 more copies to go to level 4. So you need a total of 7 copies to unlock your max limit break. Once you've done that, you'll start getting little scrolls. These ones, so you'll get these scrolls that you can use on any card. They just essentially work as forced duplicates. You can also get shards of them. Good luck. They're expensive, they're rare, they're a nightmare. But they are also things you can look into for raising up other cards. A small thing of note is generally you don't want to raise rare cards, they're just a bit naff. They get massively outperformed by SRs or SSRs, but if you do care about the arena, you do actually get buffs in the arena due to levels of your cards. So that is shown here. So you will see at the bottom here, these rare cards will give you buffs in the arena equivalent to the level you get them up to. It's not really all that important, just something that I thought I would mention with regards to the assist cards. And then the last thing I'm going to mention when it comes to building your assist deck for a monster is the monster's inherent stat itself. So here we can see my Mew here. Its inherent stat is speed. Now how do you find this out? Feed it an apple cake after a tournament. The stat that is plus 10 raised by that will be their inherent stat. So that's something worth bearing in mind. So obviously when I raised this guy, I ran 2 life, 1 power, 1 speed and 2 trainers. Wouldn't normally care about whether I get speed or defense, but in this instance, because I knew its inherent stat was speed, I then put the speed card in to ensure that we were getting those speed buffs. So that's something to bear in mind. So for example, the Tyrant's is power. You've got the Reno Craft, which I think his was skill? No, we definitely ran skill. So his inherent one here is defense. So you can see that I didn't necessarily plan for this because, well, I just didn't know. So we've got high power, high skill, which are what I would have taken 2 cards in. And then the defense, which was inherently raised by events that he had, and also the apple cakes. So it's worth bearing in mind because essentially you want to tunnel a couple of stats personally. Everyone's mileage may vary, and hopefully this will have at least had some information that's useful to any of you. But yes, TLDR, try to run either HP or skill, speed or defense, power or intelligence, and most importantly, have fun. Thank you for watching. As always, above you will find a playlist of all the bits and bobs that I've done with regards to helping for MonsterFarm line, and also in the description you will find the wonderful Salaryman's translation guide for the SSR cards that are in the game. It's a very detailed guide, very useful for figuring out bits and bobs with regards to the skills and abilities, which haven't really been covered here because I'm going to be honest, the abilities, I just picked them for the rating points, so that's something even I need to look into really. And also you will find Game With, they are a website that have got a compilation of all of the SSR cards, the SR cards. It is in Japanese, but Google Translate can help you out, or Google Chrome will have an auto translate. So hopefully those will be useful for you finding out even more information on your assist cards and further fine-tuning your assist card deck. So, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.